Hi, this is Robin Zander. Today's movement lesson we call Candlesticks. This lesson has to do with the shoulders in their relationship to the center of the body. Throughout the lesson I'm going to ask you to bring your arms to shoulder height and your elbows bent to 90 degrees. So actually check throughout the lesson to make sure that your arm is not a little bit too low or a little bit too high, but it's actually at shoulder height, and that your elbow is bent at a 90-degree angle. If you have a history of shoulder pain or upper back pain, I would recommend trying a couple of the other videos on my YouTube channel before coming back to this exercise. As always through my lessons, do this series of exercises slowly and gently. Pay close attention to how you're moving. If you feel any pain or discomfort, stop what you're doing, take a rest, and then come back to the movement. Or try doing the movement in your imagination. I hope you enjoy Candlesticks. So take a moment to scan how you're lying on the floor. Notice the contact of your heels with the floor, the contact of your lower legs with the floor, your upper legs, your pelvis, your low back, the middle of your back, your upper back, your neck, and the back of your head. It's always a good idea to start these exercises with a brief scan. You could spend 2 minutes, you could spend 15 minutes, just paying attention to how you're lying on the floor. It's useful in itself, but it's especially useful doing this scan before and after a series of movements so that you can really notice the universal changes, the big changes throughout your body as a result of doing these movement lessons. So now please bend your knees and place your feet in standing. And make sure that your feet aren't together, that your feet are spread comfortably. And bring your arms out at shoulder height, out from your shoulders on the ground. So your arms are spread on the ground at shoulder height, and your elbows now are going to be bent at about 90 degrees. And look, actually physically look towards one shoulder and one elbow, and then towards the other, to make sure that your arms are spread at shoulder height, and that your elbows are actually bent at 90 degrees, with your fingers pointing more or less towards the ceiling. And now, just a couple of times, 2 or maybe 3 times, organize yourself to bring the palms of your hands towards the floor in the region of your torso or your pelvis, and go only as far as really feels comfortable, and then back up towards neutral. And then stop that. One more time, bring the palms of your hands towards the ground, and trying to make sure that you're not, and then back towards the neutral, trying to make sure that you're not allowing your elbows to unbend further than 90 degrees, or to your upper arms to extend from your shoulders at more than shoulder height. And lower your arms to your sides, and take a rest, please. And notice already if the contact that your shoulders have with the ground is a little bit different from doing this movement. This is a particularly challenging movement because if your elbows are not bent at 90 degrees, it really changes how you can use the movement to impact the rest of your nervous system. But by keeping your arms extended at shoulder height, by keeping your elbows bent at 90 degrees, you're literally forcing movement to happen only if your chest knows how to be involved. This series of movements is all about bringing your chest more into the picture, more into your brain's understanding of how to use your body. So again, bend your knees and place your feet in standing. Extend your arms at shoulder height on the ground. Check once, just one time, to see that they're at shoulder height, and then notice how that feels. And look for that same feeling. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees. And slowly, gently, leaving your head alone, being easy in your chest, bring the backs of your hands towards the floor just above your head. And see if you can feel this movement in your shoulders, in your chest. Your hands don't need to come all the way to the floor on this first iteration. Back to the neutral. And do this a couple of times. Not trying to bring the backs of your hands towards the floor above your head, but in that direction, to see if you can feel some movement in your ribs. Do you feel your ribs expanding a little bit? Could you conceive of the potential for your pelvis to help with this movement? And stop that, lower your arms by your sides, and take a rest. Lower your legs long and take a full rest on the ground. These rests are very important, especially for a movement like this that's particularly challenging, to give your brain a chance to catch up, to notice what's been going on and how it can use this information of moving your shoulders in this confined way to free up other parts of your body. Bend your knees and place your feet in standing. Extend your arms out at your sides at shoulder height. Bend your elbows and place your hands up towards the ceiling. And slowly, gently, bring the palms of your hands towards the ground by your pelvis at the same time as you begin lifting your head off the ground. And then back down to neutral. And this isn't a crunch. You're not looking to feel strain in your belly, but you're looking to make the movement of bringing the palms of your hands easier through lifting your head off the ground. Just a couple of times. And then stop that. And lower your arms long. Take just a very short rest. And bend your knees and place your feet in standing one last time. Arms by your sides, elbows bent at shoulder height. And this time, bring the backs of your hands towards the floor above your head at the same time as you lift your pelvis just a little bit off the ground. And notice if that makes the movement of bringing the backs of your hands to the ground easier. And do that a couple more times, lifting your pelvis to bring the backs of your hands closer to the floor. And then add in the movement of bringing the palms of your hands towards the floor near your pelvis as you lift your head. So you're combining these two movements, slowly and gently. Do one more of each, lifting up the pelvis as you bring the back of the hands towards the floor, and lifting up your head as you bring the palms of your hands towards the floor. And stop that. Lower your arms and legs long. And notice if you feel a difference in how your shoulders are in contact with the floor, in how you're breathing now, in how your pelvis is in contact with the ground. What's changed as a result of you doing this movement? Again, my name is Robin Zander. This is an introduction to Candlesticks, an excellent exercise to increase mobility in the center of yourself through using your shoulders. And I really hope you have enjoyed this program.